Hello, my name is Gonzalo Muñoz, co-founder at TriCiclos and also high-level champion for COP25. I want to speak now about the importance of sustainability and mostly around circularity and climate action for businesses all around the world. So we are clearly needing to fix a system that is broken. And as Ellen MacArthur Foundation refers to it here, we need to shift to a system where we have to start by designing out waste and pollution, keep the products and material in use at highest possible level, and also start regenerating our natural systems. That means that we as business leaders have to take into consideration any type of molecule that goes around and moves around our value chain and expecting that that molecule will not come from destructing nature and at the end being wasted in nature again. We have to move from a linear system to a circular one. This graph from as an adaptation from Ellen MacArthur Foundation based on the Baumgart and McDonough cradle-to-cradle design shows in the center the linear economy, where we extract the materials many times, we design, use, and finally dispose, to one that is circular, that shows us so many possibilities. On one side, the blue lines for, let's call the technical materials, and on the other side, the green ones for the biological materials. And let me then base to these two main concepts that William McDonough expressed so properly with this graph. So many times during our lives, we have been named as consumers every time we go and buy something. But that's wrong. We're not consumers every time. If I go to a shop and buy this pen, I'm not going to consume it. I'm not going to eat it. I'm a user of it. And once businesses start understanding the importance of recognizing when we are a user and when we're a real consumer, that shows and offers so many brilliant opportunities. So take a look and check in your value chain whether what you're offering is just an aspect and a product for use, or if it's really a product that might be integrated into the biological and natural systems. That in that sense, that will offer you the possibilities of moving from products to services, or in other cases, really understanding the importance of the life chain of a certain product. In TriCiclos, our approach is based on the problem that was generated maybe 70 years ago. This is a Life magazine cover from 1955, celebrating the idea of this new culture of throwing away things. So we are trying to combat on one side the disposability that we have positioned in the economy, but also the problem of the program's obsolescence. We understand and we believe that waste is nothing but an error of design that needs to be solved and has the capability of being solved. We exist to reach the maximum potential with all of our clients, bring them the possibility for them to really measure and operate in a base of triple bottom line towards circularity, contributing to the sustainable development that we require. We offer different types of business to business, business to consumer, and business to government solutions. Being one of the first ones, this operation, this recycling station that you see there, is called the Punto Limpio, clean point, where citizens will take their recyclable materials and dispose them in a responsible way while understanding what is in our recyclable materials. In these recycling stations, most of the times the operator that is there is a former rag picker that knows very well what is in the waste and what materials can be recycled and which are not really being recycled. And in that sense, the rag pickers have the capability of teaching citizens how to buy, consume, and use in a better way. They can teach us when we have to recognize a material in the moment that we are buying, in the moment of we're purchasing, and therefore be responsible of the materials that we are putting into the system, and at the end being responsible of bringing them to the proper value chain, in this case with a station that also provides much more efficiency, because all of the stations have not only this capability of becoming an educational tool, but also each of them have a baler that will reduce the volume of the materials and therefore might be much more efficient on mobilizing the materials towards the recycling industries when they exist. This station provides also the guarantee that we only receive the materials that can be recycled in each of the places where we operate. Our trajectory has gone from uh, becoming the first certified B Corporation outside North America back in 2011, with a very strong downstream focus in the first years. Then we started moving to other countries, and nowadays we have both the downstream focus but also an upstream focus, using that knowledge that is being created with the network of recycling stations and with the work with the rack pickers, in combination with a great team of professionals of different sectors, is allowing us to mobilize a lot of solutions upstream to help not only companies but also governments to design public policies, products, business models in a way that they don't generate more waste while increasing their or getting more development. We have now also a broader team of consultancy services and consultancy teams in different countries that goes from helping companies and, of course, governments to manage the waste in a much better way, but most of the time also focusing on the packaging. We are experts on packaging, and we have been participating in the developing of the new plastics economy with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, the World Economic Forum. We work with William McDonagh and partners. We are part of different networks that helps us provide the best possible solutions with different methodologies, some of them from our partners, some of them developed by ourselves, to also at the end help companies and governments to have a better strategy on positioning sustainability and circular economy in the center of what they do. We are now operating in 13 countries, most of them in Latin America, with the idea of positioning circular economy in a very concrete way. So, for example, when it comes to maintaining and prolong, when it means, in this case, technical products, we have been helping a company like Entel, a mobile cell phone company in different countries in Latin America, to develop a way where it comes to be not only reasonable but also profitable for them to start repairing cell phones instead of just asking their customers to buy a new one every time. They are really positioning the idea of refurbish and reuse, and at the end also recycle when it comes to a cell phone not having a possibility of being repaired, but their incentive has been aligned on not generating more e-waste while developing their business model. We have been working a lot with Coca-Cola Company in almost every country in South America and now also in Central America to reposition the reusable bottle. For Coca-Cola, it's absolutely reasonable to sell the beverage as a consumption product, but none of their clients want to own some few grams of PET or polypropylene or some other plastic or not even a can. They just want to consume the beverage, and therefore the best way when Coca-Cola can be also responsible of their own goal in World Without Waste, reaching the 100% of recycling of the material that they put into the market, is through not putting any product into the market, while the bottles are all the time in the system being owned by Coca-Cola. With a company, a quite old company here in Latin America called De Maria, that sells cleaning products, we developed from the basis with a workshop that we offer to our clients, a workshop on design thinking for circular economy. We work towards developing this mechanism where this company that was putting products into the market, not considering the problem that the packaging was generating. Today, all of their growth and in different now countries in Latin America is related to this new system called Ecocarga, where clients will take the same bottle on and on, and therefore be refilled while reducing thousands and hundreds of thousands of tons of plastics that we're not necessarily putting into the market. This mechanism also offers a better cost of the product for the users, for the customers, and has the possibility of developing the brand in a much faster way than the old system. When it comes to recycle, with Sodimac, the biggest home improvement company in Latin America, we have developed a way not only to position the recycling stations in their stores, but also make some of the products that the users bring to the recycling stations, like in this case, the polypropylene, be converted into a product like the container you see in the image that is therefore sold in the same store. So making this virtuous of the recycling system be very visible and tangible for our clients, customers. Then we have been working on mobilizing systems and packaging that is traditionally positioned in the technical side, like in this case, the packaging of the chips that Lay's put into the market. That's normally V-oriented polypropylene, being a product that, due to the level of contamination and the complexity, is really extremely hard to recycle. You can recycle it when it's pre-industrial or pre-consumption, but it's really hard to recycle when it's post-consumer waste. So what we have done is to help Lay's to develop the 100% compostable packaging, and therefore move from a product, or in this case, a packaging that is developed in the technical side, to move it to the biological side and guarantee that the product itself goes back to the soil while being certified in its compostability, but also in its composting. With COVID, we had to innovate a lot. And of course, as you can imagine, our stations had to be closed for quite a long time. We voluntarily decided to close it first for the sake of not only our operators and our team, but also the visitors that we have. Also considering that a can like the one you see in the image has a very high probability of bringing some parts of the virus, right? So we decided to develop a mechanism of operating in a safe way to avoid any type of contamination that a crowd like this one can bring. So we developed an app, and that app offered the possibility for the people to ask for the time when they want to go to the recycling station. So you can schedule your hour, and through that interaction in the app, people will also learn a lot on what to take and what not to take, how to take the different types of materials. Of course, people are checked in terms of if they schedule, the software and the app will give you a QR code, then your temperature will be taken, the materials will be sanitized, and then people will receive all of the information through the app on what to take, what not to take, and in a very safe way. The app will also ask you, as you see there, with types of materials are you taking, and at the end, through the QR code, you will be sure that in the station you will have let's say the number of people that will guarantee that you will not get sick, and therefore you will be safe. Our competitors had a problem of 100% of their operators getting the COVID. In our case, we've had 0 cases due to the safeness of how we're operating. And now there are we are offering this, of course, for other operators of recycling mechanisms. The app has grown from the start in September to today of having more than 25,000 users in less than 3-4 months. Other opportunities are related to using all those mechanisms to integrate the solutions that we are providing with the agenda that the world requires. In this case, the agenda is the SDGs. And we, meaning in this case, the Certified B Corporation community, have developed the SDG Action Manager as a very concrete way for any business in the world to measure what they are doing and how it's impacting positively or negatively the SDGs. And through the SDG Action Manager being a free online tool, you can understand how much you are operating on one side on a safe mode, but mostly how much you are providing solutions that will contribute to the agenda of the world, meaning the Sustainable Development Goals towards 2030 sustainable development. And then there are also some other concrete tools that will help you understand whether you're operating in a linear way or in a more circular way. Circulytics, it's a great tool developed by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. But then circularity also offers great possibilities for moving forward faster and safer towards solving the climate crisis. We know that 50% of the problem is being solved through a change on how do we develop and use energy in different ways. It's about moving faster towards renewable energy, towards the end of the internal combustion engine, electromobility, distributed energy systems. But then 45% is about incorporating circular economy into the way we produce our food, how do we relate with nature, the land use, every type of industry, whether it's plastics or chemicals or steel or cement, needs to embed circularity into the way that it's produced. We need to design out of waste and pollution in order to reduce the greenhouse emissions, and that can be and must be designed from the start. Then we need to keep our products, the molecules, and all of the materials in use and at the highest possible level for the highest possible time. Not only recycling, but mostly reusing them as really much as we can. And at the end, we need to regenerate the natural system as we have destroyed in a very critical and fast way in the last decades. And we need now to start learning how to create value while regenerating the ecosystemical services. When it comes to weather, with my friend and fellow high-level champion from the UK, Nigel Topping, the two of us are working toward accelerating climate action in different sectors. We're working with the Marrakesh Partnership and the Global Climate Action Agenda around land use, ocean and coastal zones, water, human settlements, transport, energy, industry, and the two cross-cutting sectors, resilience and finance, but also doing a deeper dive into certain sectors in order to develop what we call the system transformation map in different sectors of the economy. And in each of them, we're applying a filter around the circularity in order to promote the integration and how much of those two needs, on one side solving the climate crisis, and the other side implementing circular economy into our into the ways we develop our business models, is absolutely fundamental. And finally, we would like to invite all of you to join Race to Zero and the Climate Ambition Alliance. We need the world to be net zero by 2050, the latest. We need all of you to commit, as Microsoft has already done. If you're not committed to a net zero by 2050 world, then you are recognized that you are comfortable in being part of the problem. I'm sure that you don't want to be one of those. Commit today, be part of this race. We need to win it all together. Thank you very much.